We finished the car early, so we have about a 2-hour window. We got the car in the dyno. We had to take these little plastic scoops off. These are really cool. They actually go around the control arm. They actually clamp on it and lock into place. But they're basically a nice little scoop. Does the battery have juice?
Not much. And the alarm's going off and it won't stop, so maybe it's because it's low on power. They're like 8 volts.
8.2 volts. So what we're going to do now is take it over to Superior and show them what we have. See if we can get an idea of time frame and price on the paint. So 2 different ways I'm thinking of doing it. I'm going to get a quote for both ways. This is traditionally what the CRX looks like. The plastic on the bottom is black and then it has the black molding. Now this is 2 parts right here. This piece goes all the way down the car, as you see, and then this section here bolts to the door, this plastic piece. So 2 ways we can do it, or 2 options I'm going to look for, is repaint it just the way it is. We've refinished these moldings with the SEM dye, but the other option is to paint this will be black, paint this. So this is kind of like a little bit more modern look. Well, there is a rubber seal on here, so you got to be careful to either remove that and paint it and put that back on, or tape that off, but that's like a must if you're going to do it. It has to be right.
Sounds like you're listening to How Long by Information Society.
Information Society? I've heard the song before, I didn't recognize this. This was the CD that was in the car. Look at that thing.
We need it.
Doesn't that get you excited?
I like them.
I know, but I'm like, look how mint that thing is. The wheels are mint, the top's mint. I wonder how much the one for that.
You don't have to like point out the place that owns it or anything, but I've seen that guy driving around the used car smoking in them.
Is that the smoking guy?
Yeah.
That green one, I saw him smoking in it too.
Yeah.
That's enough to put you off. Hey, do you want to buy my car? Let me go smoke a cigarette in it while I go to lunch, and then maybe you can light the smell of it, and it'll give it that new car smell. That's the Ferrari right there.
That's yours?
Yeah.
Alright. New to the channel, we're actually not coming over to talk about the CRX.
No, we're
picking up John's Ferrari.
Freaking up the Ferrari, should be detailed. It's like we talk numbers so much, I really don't know how much it was.
Yeah, right.
But we got, it could be this much for materials, and then maybe this much for this, and then how many hours? 70 hours?
70 to 100.
Which, maybe the engine bay we'll do ourselves. We did the EG hatch engine bay, and I think it came out pretty good. So maybe that week we start on it, we pull the engine out while the engine's getting worked on and cleaned up. I don't know why I keep looking as we're pulling out. I feel like I'm driving. Oh, it is a Sport.
Yeah.
I was wondering if it was or not. So the CRX paint, I kind of decided against painting it. Partly of, it's just a lot of money, and George mentioned it, even the paint guy said, you know, it's kind of a shame to paint this with it being original paint. And it's never going to be a whole original CRX SI, even though the interior is original. It does have the ZC engine with the turbo, so it's not original. We're not trying to keep it super original. Now Steve did change the engine, so kind of going along the lines of the engine bay has changed, so we'll kind of concentrate on it. So my thought process now is we have a week and a half window that we plan to work on this car. So my thought process is to try and get it all done in a week. Now it has the old OBD-O system on it, it has Z-Dyne. I don't have the ability to tune that anymore. It uses an old program and an old computer. I tuned it 15 years ago. So thinking change it over to OBD1, put the new Hondata system in there, new 4-wire O2, basically all the new stuff. Reseal the engine. It has a few oil leaks. If you saw the video where we ordered a time belt water pump, the parts wasn't right. So we didn't change them. So they need to be changed. It has a few little oil leaks need to be taken care of. The drain from the turbo is a little iffy, and again, it's old. It has the Greddy rubber tube, so it's leaking. We'll change that, put AN fittings. Intercooler piping was kind of makeshift. It's what Steve put together with pieces that he could find, and it was kind of a temporary idea. He wanted to build the turbo kit and put it on and get it working. Then he was going to bring it to us at some point. We were going to redo the piping, so we'll redo it in something special. Thinking take the engine out, repaint the engine bay just like we did on the EG, match the paint but make the engine bay nice, go through everything else that we need to clean it up, and kind of just not do a full resto, more of like a spruce up. It is an original car, so it's kind of nice to keep that original part of it and just spruce up the part that we're already known for, engine work. New S-tubes just came in the store. Look how beautiful these are. These are getting a little bit more pricey. We've kept the price in the same. We have to do at least 5, and the fact that the price of aluminum has gone up, buy them while you can, because if the next batch, if the price goes up again, we're going to have to increase our prices. But right now they're in the store. Hopefully by the time you see this video there is still some left. CRX, the quick list is this right here. Paint the engine bay. We do have some teen suspension coming. Does have a brake issue. We're going to change it to OBD1 and update it. It's running OBD0 right now. I do have a Gates timing belt water pump for it. Going to reseal the engine, redo the intercooler piping, and a few here and there's just to freshen the car up. So we have them in black with the red ink, and we have them in red with black ink. These are a limited shirt. We're only going to make them for so long, and then the next shirt is going to be the CRX shirt, and that's going to kind of go along with the CRX build. The CRX shirt, what I'm thinking is it's going to be a black shirt with white ink. For one, it's just kind of classic. You know exactly what it is. When you look at this, you're going to see it's a CRX. It's an obvious silhouette, and we're just going to offer that one style, and it'll more than likely have the LHT on the arm. So it's going to commemorate the White CRX build. We'll do a few more of those because I think we're going to have more CRX followers that are going to be following that and want the shirt. So get these while they're in the store, lhtperformance.com. Click on these. We ship them out the same day, and shipping is priority. So you get 2 to 3 day shipping, even in Hawaii and Alaska. If you saw my Instagram post, I did buy an Apple computer. I bought the iMac 27-inch. Well, I found out it got discontinued like the next day. So, long story, called Apple, said, hey, can I return it and get the new M1 chip iMac? They said, yeah, no problem. Send it back. I'm on the phone, ordering the computer, going through the specs. I basically maxed out all the specs. One thing I found, on a computer, if you're going to order it, get every spec that you can. And then it's a little bit more future-proof. So I got it with the 2 terabyte hard drive, the 16 gigs of RAM, the keyboard with the numbers on it. While I'm ordering it, my dad is FaceTiming me, and I basically answer it, click him, push him up to the corner, continue ordering it. But I'm looking through a smaller screen now. Everything looks good. I click on it, I order it. It shows up. Yeah. I ordered the purple one. And it wasn't intentional. I'd clicked on the blue, which kind of looks like this blue. Well, one thing on this new iMac is the front. This is like the light purple. This is kind of like an anodized purple. The back is where all the cool color is, and you can't see it because it goes towards the wall. It has the nice bright purple there, which I kind of like. This is like a light purple. Well, long term, I'm thinking when the new iMac 27 comes out, I'll get the 27 and put it here. I'll give this to Esther and get rid of her computer, because eventually we're going to switch over to Apple. I've 20 plus years in business. I can't tell you how many PCs I've bought, and I'm just over having computer issues. I don't like working on computers. I want them just to be a tool and work. So for right now, I'm on a purple computer, which my little girl will love, I'm sure. She'll be up here today. I'll let her play on this one. And I am using Final Cut Pro. This is the program I'm still learning, so bear with me. Hopefully you're still enjoying the video so far. Those suckers came in quick. I ordered them, they came in like the next day. We are direct with Goodrich. Is that not amazing? These are made in the same place I'm made. which is downtown England. It's not. These are for the S2000. These are the only brake lines we use, and it's not because they give us a super hookup or send us gift cards in the mail. Actually, they don't. It took actually a lot of work to get in with these guys, and even more work for them to give us any kind of decent price. Well, they just dropped our price a little bit and give us free shipping. So I dropped the price of these in the store. These are all S2000. We have 2000 to 2005 and 2006 and up. These are the 06 and ups. Reason we choose these, and we've installed everybody's lines, and I'll tell you, I'm picky. If you buy from us, you buy in the stuff that we use. These fit perfect. The fittings are good. The washers are good. The bolts are good. They don't leak. The little securing tabs line up exactly how they should. They don't rub the shocks. They don't look too long. These are the only ones I use, and there is a full set. Some companies sell you just the fronts for some unknown reason. This is a full set front and back. Check them out. They're in the store now, and I did put them on sale, so go ahead and pick yourself up a set of brake lines, pick a setup for your friend, pick a setup just so you can keep them mint and never take them out of the box like I would. So really good news, I just got word from my dad yesterday. Finally booked a flight over here. He's coming over here early April. Now, I haven't seen my dad since 2019 Christmas, and everybody believes that they know someone that got sick back in the day, but my dad came in December, off the plane, coughing, sneezing, had a fever, immediately got my wife sick. I'm a bit of a germaphobe, so I was keeping like about a 19-foot distance. I luckily didn't get sick, but my wife got sick, and she was sick for about 3 weeks with a really bad cough. So we kind of believe that my dad brought the coronavirus to the United States. Long story, England's been on eternal lockdown. Then he had to have an operation. Then he had an operation on his eye. He just got clearance, so early April, I'm going to put him on the channel. I think it'd be interesting to talk to my dad, maybe get a perspective of where I came from. Well, not that early, but you know.
And if you put someone on the channel for one video, you won't understand what he says. You've got to be around him for 2.5, 3 weeks before you really
We'll put
get
subtitles.
Yeah. I mean, it's English, but it's like...
It's English.
Yeah, it's like, are you really speaking English? Or
It's
am I
Yorkshire,
speaking English? Like,
it's Yorkshire English, so you can't really understand what he's talking about.
you don't know who's right, but, you know.
No, it's not the Queen's English. It's just some kind of English. So this is like live on the fly. You ever go to bed and thinking about what you should do? I'm talking about projects. Like, maybe I should do that. Maybe we should do this. Maybe I order that. I build these things in my head sometimes as I'm falling asleep. I'm sure some of you guys do too. Well, the CRX, I've already started this video about talking about paint the CRX, and I decided we're not going to paint it because it's original. And like we've talked about in the past, Steve, he could have painted it and he didn't. Well, he just likes it to be nice and clean, and we did a spruce up with the moldings and we had Sean polish it. And the ZC motor is one that we put in for him, and he put his own turbo kit. And I'm talking about resealing the motor and painting the engine bay. Well, now I got this wild idea, George, last night. The Bert hatch, we kind of used it to promote the supercharger kit, show you how good it is, and make sure all the parts work and fit and produce power like they should. And, I mean, the stuff is fantastic. But now the Bert hatch is done, I'm like, well, what do I do with the thing? You know, part of my enjoyment is to build a car. Once it's done, you know, you park it over there, and you go, well, now what? What do we do? Just look at it? Or now I spend, you know, $10,000 on paint and then go to car shows and, you know, go to the track with it. So I'm kind of getting this idea. I'm going to run it by George live. The ZC motor in the CRX. Long time ago, Steve asked me about putting a B16 in the CRX. And it wasn't like he absolutely have to do it right now. He just said, hey, give me an idea of what it takes to do it. It has to work. AC has to work. I'm thinking about taking the engine out of the Bert hatch. Taking the whole supercharger package, the working package, because it's a mint supercharger, intercooler, billet, S2, header, pulleys, the whole thing. Selling that as a package. I have a guy, if he didn't already buy one, he wanted that supercharged package. Taking the engine out of the Bert hatch, put an intake manifold on it, give it that OEM look, the way we've always done it. Put a the BC, whatever it is, B18C5 motor in the CRX with AC. Naturally aspirated, 180 horsepower, but make it OEM stock. Then the ZC motor, kind of putting it aside and maybe put it in Sebastian's CRX, because his is a worn out HF and it wouldn't be a turbo, I'd just put the ZC in it.
Oh, come on.
or even put the turbo on it. Turn the turbo off.
Yeah.
Just don't tell him where the turbo switch is. Turn it off until he gets to, 19, and then turn the turbo on. But that would be kind of my roots was B-Series CRXs. I did hundreds of them. Like, I mean hundreds. And I believed in doing them clean with rubber mounts before Hasport were really making mounts. Before, actually started when Place Racing and Speed Garage were around, if you guys know those guys. I started with a set of Speed Garage mounts, and the fit's so terrible, I ended up having the engine sitting in the hole and building my own mounts around it while the Speed Garage mount sat on the counter, and that's where the LHT mount kit came from. And then we could do the hydro conversion. I did the first CRX hydro conversion back in 1998, and we had a few variations of it, ended up doing full hydraulic in the CRX, and it's not that bad, but I could kind of show you how to do it. We're not going to offer it, but I'll show you how to do it. So that's kind of what I was thinking, because the Bert hatch, I'm like, sell the supercharger kit, sell the Bert hatch shell, I'll give you a list of what's in it, but that way we get the good engine, the good transmission in the Steve CRX. It's a normal, naturally aspirated, good running car.
They should just take everything good, put it in one car.
Yeah.
Well, everything that we really like anyways, that we're going to keep in one car, and then...
Yeah. Put a normal header on it. It's already got a cat, but keep it nice with a cat. Update it to Honda. It's already got the Honda in the Bert hatch. We put that in the CRX. Put a new harness in it.
I think we even have a factory Type R, US Type R header we could put on too.
Yeah, I think we do. That would be kind of nice, because it doesn't need to make a ton of power. It just needs to be cleanly done, the way I did it in the beginning.
Just needs to be right.
Yeah, make it right and show people this is how B-Series CRXs should be, and then drive it to the Dragon. I don't know, what do you think?
How long till the Dragon? It's October. So.
October 8th.
And right now it's today's date, so...
It's today.
Yeah.
It's, I don't have my phone. I'm lost.
It's March 25.
Yeah, without my phone I'm absolutely lost, and if I yell Siri, you won't hear me from here. In fact, the Apple computer, if you yell Siri, it starts doing stuff too.
Yeah, it's March 25th.
We have plenty of time. It'd be like a week project, but let me know what you think. Let me know if you want the Bert hatch. The Bert hatch is a CX. It's all original. It hasn't been wrecked. It has Type R interior. It has teen suspension. We've put all new brakes on it, brake lines. All the bushings are fresh. Has a nice steering wheel, nice cluster. I just don't know what to do with it.
It's one of those things, if you wanted to paint it and do it, you could. If you don't want to paint it, you could toss an engine in it and drive it.
Yeah, you put a K-Series or a B-Series or a H to B or a J to B or
anything.
Who knows what else people are doing now.
I mean, the chassis is ready for it.
Yeah, it's a setup, and it's a legit car. It was all original green. Bert painted it yellow. It's not been wrecked. It's a Florida car. I don't know. That's kind of what I'm thinking. And we have that 1.5 week window to put that motor in, which we can, as long as we have all the parts here, we can totally do that and make that thing just fresh. And of course, there's going to be a CRX shirt go along with it. It's going to be a CRX, kind of like the silhouette. Like I think I talked about this in the video already.
Like the Integra, and the Colorado one, and
yeah, it'll be a black shirt, white CRX because it's a white car. I'm not going to do 14 different shirts because it's too difficult to try and keep track of them all, and the black shirts seem to do the best. But October 8th, we will be at the Dragon. The CRX will be there. George will have his there. Jeff might have bought 3 more cars by this time, and he might have something completely different. Who knows what Mike drives? If Mike does bring his Camaro, he certainly ain't going up the road from hell again.
No.
We are going to do that road. I don't want to do a full video of going up the road because I still can't believe we did it. But
it's one of those things that now that it's been done, we know that each one of us could do it, no problem.
If the Camaro made it up there, anything can make it up there.
Yeah, I mean, unless for some reason they had like some heavy rain or something, they washed the road down some, but
yeah.
I mean, if it's anything like it was last year, it won't be a big deal.
No, it's just kind of one of those things now. It's tradition. We've got to do the road from hell. We're going to rename that road. So comment below. Let me know what you think. That's where I'm kind of swaying, but I'm all over the place. I went from paint the CRX to leaving it to putting a B motor in. I'm just looking for ideas. I want it to be right. I want to keep the memory alive. Steve always talked about putting a B motor in that car, but, he never actually came out and said, hey, when can you do it? Because I'd admit it happened.
Yeah, it's one of those things, though, too. The ZC is you can't source anything for it. And I had no idea that the ZC and the D16A1 were so different.
Yeah, we tried a D16 from the junkyard one time because it looked visually the same. And it doesn't fit the transmission, it doesn't fit. The beauty of the ZC is you put a CRX transmission on it and put it in the car and change 2 wires. We used to do those swaps in like 5 hours back in the day. It was like the best swap ever. You could bring it in the morning, drive it to lunch, and the customer would pick it up that night.
Was it an 86 to 88 Integra?
Yeah.
It looks exactly the same, but nothing fits.
Nothing fits. It just looks like it. I don't think the valve cover fits.
Yeah, timing belt, water pump, all that stuff's different.
Yeah, it's bizarre. But that's what I'm thinking. That would be a good engine swap for Sebastian's car. He could get involved in it. It's a bolt-in deal. You put it in on the mounts. It's not crazy horsepower.
I think we even have a PM7 ECU, which would run that thing perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, it would, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
None of that VTEC garbage that has all that switching chems and all that stuff. It'd be just a plug and play.
Do we have anyone on the channel that's been run that long? I had a PM7 on my wagon.
Do you guys even know what a PM7 is? I think we have a PM7.
It had better timing and fueling for the single cam. I know it worked really good on mine.
Yeah. Anyway, let me know what you think. We're going to get back to this car. See you on the next video. Don't forget, enjoy your cars and comment below. Let me know what you think, because I'm all over the place.